the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 66 degrees. It is 7:20 on this Tuesday, September 16th. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. Two groups of teens going at it in East Harlem, with two of them shot and wounded as the police responded. After Governor Hochul endorsed Zohran Mamdani in the New York City mayor's race.
Made it very clear that we have differences.
I'm surprised she's adopted these extreme positions.
Yeah, we heard from Andrew Cuomo. We also heard from President Trump. We'll have that. A 95-year-old resident allegedly kills an 89-year-old during an argument at a nursing home in Coney Island. There's a new look at toxic fumes on planes. We'll tell you what that says. And it turns out Ed Sheeran has plans for a posthumous album in the event of his death. In sports, Yankees shut out in Minnesota. Mets were off. AccuWeather sunshine fading behind some clouds today. The high 76. Wins News Time 7:21. Morning commute. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Karen Stewart.
Let's check what we see on Long Island Speak 3. Southern State is problematic. We've got two right lane crashes in the westbound direction. One near exit 29 for Hicksville Road. One near exit 22 for Meadowbrook Parkway. In both cases, you are going to opt for Sunrise Highway instead. Northern State, as we check things live on the 1010 Wins Jam Cam, has slowed down at the Glen Cove Road crossover at 29. Over on the LIE westbound, we've got heavy traffic into 39 for Glen Cove Road. And then we've got delays out into the Cross Island Parkway from back at Shelter Rock Road. As we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, the Queens-bound Whitestone has some delays on the Queens side. It's no big deal. Frogs Neck's a little bit better. The RFK is definitely busy across the span. And the inbound Holland is the worst of the Hudsons, with a 40-minute wait anyway from the Pulaski Skyway, and 25-minute delays only from the Newark Bay Extension. The George is 35 from 8095, 15 from the Palisades, and the inbound Lincoln has got a 25 to 30-minute delay. We're sponsored by the New York Waterway Ferry. Want a better way to the city? Take the New York Waterway Ferry from Port Imperial Weehawken. With indoor parking, fast frequent ferries, and free connecting shuttles in Manhattan, taking the ferry is simply the best way to New York. Visit nywaterway.com. Call 1-800-53-FERRY. Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Cops intervened as bullets went flying in East Harlem Monday.
It happened in front of Police Service Area 5, where two groups of teens were shooting at each other. Officers chased the 15 and 18-year-olds, firing towards them. But Chief of Patrol Philip Rivera says
we are still investigating whether the shooting victims were struck by an officer
or their rival. But the wounded teens, just 15 years old. One shot in the leg, the other his knee. Police ID'd one of the arrested suspects as 18-year-old Damian Calhoun. He had a gun in his bag. But just 2 months ago,
he pled guilty to attempted murder for an incident that occurred on November 2024. He was released from custody in July and was back out on the streets.
And neighborhood residents say they're scared.
We need to repress gun violence.
Amanda Alexander, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in East Harlem.
President Trump is now threatening to withhold federal funds from New York City. The reason? Because Governor Hochul, a Democrat, endorsed the Democratic nominee, Zohran Mamdani, for mayor. The reaction from Andrew Cuomo.
I'm surprised she's adopted these extreme positions, but everybody makes their own political decision.
Meantime, when asked, Mamdani declined to immediately back the governor's re-election bid. For her part, the governor cited the president inserting himself into all of this, saying she cannot have a mayor tainted or compromised by the Trump administration. Well, the president is looming large over a new voter survey.
The poll shows voters' desire for a mayor they believe can bring change outpaces their desire for one with experience. In this nationally watched contest, President Trump also looms as a factor, with many of frontrunner Zohran Mamdani's in particular. CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto.
Nearly half of voters in New York City say they want the next mayor to be someone who would oppose Donald Trump's policies. Among Mamdani's voters, you get an overwhelming number who say they want a mayor that would oppose Donald Trump.
6 in 10 voters would want the next mayor to oppose having National Guard troops in the city if Trump decided to send them.
That's correspondent Matt Piper. A Marist poll gives Mamdani a 21-point lead over Cuomo, 45 to 24% in a four-way race. It was 17% for Curtis Lewa, 9% for Mayor Adams, 5% were undecided. The NYPD issuing a warning about possible violence against public figures. Both ABC News and Newsweek reporting on the new threat assessment, which comes as both Charlie Kirk murder suspect Tyler Robinson and Luigi Mangione, the suspect in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, are both set to make court appearances. The FBI Monday said they have evidence that Robinson had an obsession with Charlie Kirk. When he took to the podcast mic to host the Charlie Kirk Show yesterday, Vice President J.D. Vance vowed to go after what he and other Trump officials called left-wing extremism.
From his office in the White House,
hey everybody,
the vice president paid tribute to his friend.
He devoted himself tirelessly to making our country a better place.
And vowed,
we have to make sure that the killer is brought to justice.
Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller joined him on the pod.
We are going to channel all of the anger that we have over the organized campaign that led to this assassination to uproot and dismantle these terrorist networks.
At Stacey Lynn, neither the vice president nor Stephen Miller gave any specifics on what groups or individuals they might be talking about. Now, Bloomberg Money Watch, here's John Tucker.
And Susan, just getting word of this one. The U.S. auto regulator just opening a defect probe into the doors on Tesla's Model Y cars. There's been concern they may not open in car fires and then trap those that are inside. Webtoon Entertainment shares soaring after Walt Disney said it plans to acquire a 2% interest in the online comics company. The partnership will see Disney collaborating with Webtoon to bring all of its marquee comics to a new digital platform and app. I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Money Watch. 1010 wins and 92.3 FM.
Hey, Jan. What are you here for?
Amy, hi. Couple last-minute snacks for a get-together at my mom's.
Isn't she on hospice?
She is. But ever since MJHS Hospice began providing care, her symptoms have been managed, and she enjoys having company.
I've heard they're amazing.
They are, and they're not-for-profit, so they really care.
That's great. Give her a hug from me.
MJHS Hospice. Learn more at mjhshospice.org.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No. You even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Good morning. Susan Richard here with this message from Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. And here we are, nearly a quarter century, 24 years after 9/11. Did you know that more people have died from breathing in those toxins downtown than were killed on that horrible day? It's hard to believe, but it's true. People are still getting sick, including first responders, but also many of those who lived, worked, or went to school south of Canal Street, either on 9/11 or in the 8 months that followed. That's like 300,000 people. If you were among them, I got to tell you, it's critical that you apply not only for free cancer health care for life from the World Trade Center Health Program, but also for money from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund should you get sick. 69 cancers approved for an award, so are a number of respiratory illnesses, and nobody understands the application process more than Michael Barish. Barish and McGarry's downtown. Michael himself is a 2-time 9/11 cancer survivor, both prostate and skin. So let him and his team help you enroll. Go to 911awards.com, 911awards with an S.com.
For Omnicom Productions and Amazon Radio, this spot is titled Lord of the Loves. It is for U.S. English lead up and it's 30 seconds. The ISCI number is 4AMD3123000. With great deals coming this Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye! Make way for the baron of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the Lord of the Loaves, Prime Member Dave!
Yeah, hi?
Get up to 40% off with Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Now this message at Nissan, they make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Wins News Time 7:30.
And a very good Tuesday morning. I'm Scott Stanford. A dispute at a nursing home in Brooklyn turned deadly on Sunday night. 2 residents got into an argument. One of those residents was killed.
Police are investigating after an incident at Seagate Rehab and Nursing Home in Coney Island. They say that a 95-year-old woman had an argument with an 89-year-old woman, both of them patients at the rehab. And that's when sources say the 95-year-old lost her temper and hit the 89-year-old woman with a heavy metal object. That 89-year-old woman was rushed to NYU Langone Brooklyn Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. So far, no charges have been filed, but police do confirm that this incident happened inside of the nursing home. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Coney Island.
And we've reached out to the Seagate Nursing and Rehab Center, still waiting to hear back from those folks. Wins News Time, 7:31. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Karen Stewart.
In New Jersey, we've got a new accident in Paramus. It's on southbound 17 at Route 4. This accident that we've got there blocks at least one lane. Here's the Hudson's as we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 35 into the GW from 8095, 15 minutes from the Palisades, and 25 from Route 4 and 46. The inbound Lincoln is 35. The inbound Helen is 45 from the Pulaski Skyway, and 25 minutes from the Newark Bay extension of the New Jersey Turnpike. Long Islanders, we got rid of one Southern State problem. Westbound, the accident near Hicksville Road at 29. That's gone from the right lane. But we still have the right lane crash near exit 22 from Meadowbrook Parkway. Take Sunrise Highway instead. Westbound Northern State still delayed to exit 29 for the Glen Cove Road crossover. And the westbound LIE to 39, also for Glen Cove Road there. We do have delays and we're slow traveling from Lakeville Road and trying to, maybe Little Neck Parkway, and trying to get out into Springfield Boulevard in Queens. Traffic this time around, sponsored by the Barnesburg Traffic Tip Line at 844-JAM-1010. Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
I'm attorney Rich Barnes. If you've been in a car crash, choosing the right firm is crucial to get the help you need and the best result possible.
The Barnesburg Injury Attorneys, call 1-800-8-million.
Manhattan, Long Island.
Let's get a check of the AccuWeather forecast. Meteorologist Joe Lundberg. Joe, I'm looking up on the big board here, and it says sunshine fading today.
Yeah, there's not going to be an awful lot of effect. I would consider that at times it's actually going to have the appearance of being mostly cloudy. Bright enough that we can still get to 76, but not as bright as it has been, Scott. And tonight, those clouds will lower and thicken, and there'll be a little bit of rain that'll come from them, especially late tonight. Or overnight, those 63. I'd expect some rain off and on tomorrow. Not a heavy rain, but wet nonetheless, and cloudy skies throughout the high 70. We start Thursday with clouds and maybe a shower, but then the sun returns and it warms up to 78, and we're into the 80s with sunshine on Friday. Right now in Central Park, clouds, a little bit of sun, 66 degrees, humidity 81%, wind to northeast at 9. We're getting the current temperature 66, headed up to 76 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
All right, thank you, Joe. How about this story? A well-known chef in San Francisco cooking up a little something more than just veal rollatini. 62-year-old Valentino Lucan pulled off 3 bank robberies in one day, 3 of them. It's a trick that officials say that, well, he's pulled off before.
It's not Lucan's first brush with the law. In 2018, he was arrested for allegedly robbing a bank armed with a gun outside of San Francisco and taking off with over $15,000. Lucan was sentenced to a year in jail after pleading no contest to second-degree robbery. He claimed the firearm was a BB gun, and financial fallout from his shuttered restaurant drove him to commit the crime.
That's Kana Whitworth reporting. Before his legal troubles, Lucan had built a reputation in the culinary world, working in top restaurants worldwide and specializing in menu design and culinary management. Wall Street Journal out with a report about toxic fumes in airplanes. Those fumes reportedly make their way into the cabins a lot more these days. The Journal says since 2017, maintenance requirements on some Airbus A320s were loosened and may have led to pilots and flight attendants being exposed to those toxic fumes. 10 pilots and more than 100 flight attendants have been treated for brain injuries over the last 2 decades.
On most planes, air is pulled in from the outside through engines. So if any seals are worn or degraded, oils from lubricated bearings enter the air and vaporize heat, releasing unknown quantities of toxic compounds, according to the Wall Street Journal report. But not all smells or vapors are toxic. The FAA telling us they are rare. Quote, studies have shown cabin air is as good as or better than the air found in offices and homes.
That's correspondent Gio Benitez.